Hi guys, it's Lawrence here from the Permaculture farm, and I'm going to show you how I make my worm compost tea. This is a liquid that we actually get aerated, full of microbes for us to put in the garden as a fertiliser or soil amendment. What we need is a barrel like this, a fish pump, an aquatic fish pump. This is for air, so that's just blowing air out. So you stick that in there, we fill that with water. And then what we need to do is put in here the microbes. So the microbes and the nutrients are here in our worm castings. So 2 of these buckets. And then I give it a good mix. I need to fill this up and basically get this into a liquid. Whilst that's filling up, I'll prepare the food. So basically the microbes are in here and we want them to multiply. So for them to multiply, we need to give them food. So what we use is molasses, and we need about 2 tablespoons, but it always sinks to the bottom when we pour it in there. So we always pour it into here first. So what I'm going to do is mix that up in here with a little bit of water. This is just to make it into like a liquid paste, so that I can then put it in here and mix it all up. It's much easier. It's very sticky. Okay, so now this will go in here, and now I'm going to give it all another good mix again. You can see the bubbles. Okay, so what's going to happen now is these microbes, which are aerobic, will be able to breathe because they have the oxygen, and they have food, which is the molasses, and in 24 hours they're going to multiply a lot. So we're going to have more bacteria in here, and then tomorrow what we'll do is get this out and distribute it in the garden, and I'll show you how we do that, and I'll show you how we do that tomorrow. Okay, so this is how we make the compost tea. When you use this on the plants, you can actually see the difference that same day. Okay, so it's now been 24 hours, and so the compost tea, has, all the bacteria in here has been eating all the molasses and should have multiplied. So this is now loaded with life, and what we try and do once a week is distribute this to the plants. So to do that, we literally just bucket it out. We get a bucket, and you see it's this lovely nice brown stuff. And it's got a little bit of sediment in. I don't mind, I'll use that with the sediment, but when you use a watering can, sometimes it gets stuck at the end. So if I sell this, I actually sieve this through a very fine sieve, like a cloth, so it's a nice, just pure liquid that I put into bottles. But we'll use this. When I use this whole, fresh, like 100%, you can see the difference in the plants the next day, or even the same day. You can see a difference because it just gives so much nutrients that's readily available to the plants. But to make this go further, I mix it with 1 part this compost tea and 10 parts water, and that way it goes much further. And I often just use a bucket and pour it on the roots, but it's better to actually use a watering can and get it on all the leaves as well, because it actually helps the plants. If you get it on the leaves, it helps prevent pests. Actually nutrients go in that way, and helps prevent disease. So this is a really good thing, and obviously you can buy this from me, or you can make it yourself with worm castings. Okay, great. So we've now distributed all of the worm compost tea around the garden, and the last little bit here is actually got quite a lot of sediment. Okay, so what I do is give this a bit of a mix, and then I pour it into a bucket and all over my face. And this is just so rich full of goodness, but it's quite hard to, if you pour this on the leaves and stuff, you get too much stuck on the leaves. So I actually will get this and put it in the compost pile. So there we have it, compost tea. It's simple enough. We just brew it for 24 hours and then mix it with water, 1 to 10. And I like to get it on, then I distribute it onto all the leaves and the soil. And I'm not too generous with it. I like to get it through the whole garden every week. So you could be more generous and do it less often, but I think little and often is always better. And that's just going to help make nutrients available to the plants, add microbes to the soil, feed the microbes in the soil. It helps with the soil structure and makes the plants more resistant to both drought and pests. So if you've got any questions, you can put them in the comments below. If you want to buy some from me, you also can. And if you want to make your own, you need to buy some worm castings, or even better, buy some worms and create your own worm castings. I've got some more videos here about worm stuff, so watch the playlist and don't forget to subscribe.